So now, after a couple of minutes, this is what comes out. So now we could try running the API itself. So in order to do that, all you need to do is enter the folder itself, an API, which is we are currently here. Just go ahead and close this. And things to make it more easy, if you have Visual Studio Code, is you just do right click, open with code, and then it's right here. So you do terminal, new terminal, and then you could do npm start dev, and the start, or sorry, npm start. There we go. And there, the application is already started. Now we could see what it shows. It's now being shown at route 3000, port 3000. So let me just go ahead and send a get request, which is start get request. We're going to so get create. I will send HTTP localhost 3000, and we get hello world. Now, how are we going to make customized endpoints? That's the next question. So what I would want to do is to create a simple endpoint where you could send something like, you could send a request inside a request body of, x, request body of x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2, and we'll get a response of 1 plus 2, which is 3. We'll get the response from result. This is the result we want. Result is equals to 3. Now, how are we going to do something like that? First of all, let's go ahead and check create a new endpoint. So since this is just the main service, which would tell you hello world once you send in a request, let's create a new endpoint. So first thing we do is, the good part with Nest is that you can always put services into a certain group. In this case, these are called modules. So for example, you needed a module for login, a module for users. So you could separate the different services you want. In this case, we'll do demo and we'll do math. So we do nest. Let's move this up a bit. So we do nest generate module, and if you put anything other than the name of the folder itself, name of the module, it will generate the module. But if you do this modules, it will put it inside the modules folder and the name of your module. So let's just generate the modules math, and then afterwards we'll generate the controller, because that will make sure that you could access that module, and then afterwards the service. Now you could note, if you notice, that the modules of math, and they'll be showing up here, modules math, and then afterwards they will also be imported automatically here in math module in app module TS. So it's now being accessible by the whole API itself. So let's do something simple here in the modules controller. We want to be able to do a post request. So first of all, let's import post and body, and then afterwards we would do at post, and we would say it. So right now, to access this particular module and controller, we would do something like localhost 3000 math. But after that, next post we wanted to do something else and add in the data. So we're going to do post math add add. So now to access it, you would do math. Simple as that. So now after this, we would put in the add decorator. We would put in the name of the function, which is async. Make this an async function, and then we would put in addition and with the decorator of add body with the body with a type of any. We will put this in, and then after that, anything that comes into post, the body of that request will be taken and then sent to a function here. In this case, we need to import also the service. So first of all, we do a constructor here. Constructor private read only. Whoops. We do math service. Math service with the type of math service. That way it is imported so that you could use it. And apparently something's wrong here because now we can't see it. But I put the constructor outside the controller, so that's a problem. Let me just move that there. And then just rearrange everything. Oops. There we go. Constructor. And then put in a body, and that should be it. So now we can access math service. So in order to work on math service, let me go ahead and move this here. Math service is, all right, let's do something addition, simple addition. So let's do math add, and we're going to return a value, which is let's do int x. Oh, sorry. Since this is TypeScript, we go to the x int or number. Number would be easier. Y number, and we would return x plus y. It's just like really, really simple. Or in this case, since we wanted some sort of formatting, we can do this. Return result equals to x plus y, which is one way of doing it for a document. So since we'll be returning JSON, so let's go ahead and do this. So since we do know that we're going to be sending x and y, we won't have really what do you call this, payload validation quite yet, but this is just the most simple way of doing it. So let's go and send this math service. This equals dot add. So we're going to do return the value directly, math service dot add, and then afterwards go body, and for the first item it's x, second one is body and y, and we save that. All right, so now let's try testing this out. So let's just stop this first and do npm start again. Wait for it to completely run. Okay, so found a few errors. Turn this add body x and y, post add. Okay, what's your problem? Ah, I see. We haven't saved this yet. So now let's start it again. Alright, almost. Okay, so math is, if you notice, math add is post, it's already there. So let's go ahead and send in a request. So let's do post and JSON and put in this, which is x, y, 1, and 2. So now let's send it to localhost 3000 math add. And once we send, we get the result 3. So that's one way of doing it. So 2 and 5, send that, get the request, result 7. So the API is working properly in handling post data, but what if we wanted something else, like a get? If we were to do get math multiply, and then afterwards we wanted to multiply, say, 5 and 6, how would we handle that? So the other way we could do that is, for example, in math service, let's set up a multiply function here. So we copy this, and then we would set up here multiply, and then afterwards, simple multiply function, right? And instead of result, we're just going to do, let's see. Oh, add should have been sum and return should be result, but okay, that doesn't matter at this point. So now we're going to put in another just param. And that way, you could put in the request in this way. That we put the first number here, second number here. So let's copy this over, and then after that we do multiply and x and y. So now we change this to multiply, and then since we have param and we don't have body, and this is get, so let's put in get, and then this would automatically insert. We'd put in param and x, because it is x number, and then towards the same also for y, and then put in y as well. Oops, y, and then y here. Now we return this math service add multiply, and instead of sending body, instead we just put in x and y. So now we both have these two numbers. Let's go ahead and check if this sends us the request that we want. Can't get math multiply 5, 6. Error not found. Alright, let's check. Math multiply x, y. So let's see if... Let me just check on if we have any issues here. Should this be param or should this be query? Let me see. Query, if that works. Not found. Let's see. Math, add, multiply x, y. Let me just go ahead and check what the problem is.